Good evening, chaps, and welcome to another video of DarlingtonTrains. I'll be doing another review of a model train, another one by Hornby, but the Hornby Railways version from the 1980s. This time we're doing a review on the British Rail Class 9F 92220 Evening Star, the last ever British Railways locomotive built, which was built in March 1960 at Swindon Works. It was the last ever steam locomotive to be built in Britain until 2008 when they unveiled Tornado, which was the 50th British steam locomotive to be built in British steam locomotive of an A1 class, I should say. So we take it out of the box. We'll just have a quick look at how the packaging was back in the 1980s for these locomotives. Yeah, it came in two polystyrene square blocks. You take one piece off to unveil your locomotive. Now, before we move on to the locomotive itself, have a quick look at the old instruction manual that you used to get. Let's have a look here. If we open it out, it says when this instruction manual was given out, and you might not be able to see it, but it does say, just hold it up the camera, it does say right there in that corner, 1981, right in that corner there, 1981. There's the instructions, the old style version, obviously it says 1981, of how to lubricate your locomotive. It's pretty big and I can't really fit it all on camera, so you know, that's basically what it is. It's just came in a long rectangular sleeve to go inside the box. So now onto the locomotive itself. It has its tender, which is British Rail dark green. I don't know if that's picking up quite well on camera there, but it is in BR green. Even the Star is the only 9F to be painted in BR green. All 9Fs, I believe, are all in BR black. So that's the tender, which is got the motor in it, so like I said, it's tender driven. That means the engine itself is, you know, the wheels move freely. Not like if it was loco driven and the wheels wouldn't move at all, because the motor would be inside the loco. So this was the tender driven version of Evening Star. It's a 210-0 wheel configuration locomotive there. Just put its driving wheels on and its little bogie wheels on the front there. Clip on the tender to the back. Just make sure everything's on the track. It wasn't really a good idea to put it on the corner. Everything seems in order. So as you can see, it's a dark green, has Evening Star wrote the nameplate on the smoke deflectors on the side there. If we just have a quick look back at the box, let's just have a look at this. This comes out of the box. It shows you and says authentic 00 scale models, BR Class 9F Evening Star with crew and vacuum pipes. Obviously, because I bought it second hand, I bought it like a year and a half ago. It didn't come with the crew and vacuum pipes. Well, the vacuum pipe has been put onto the front of the loco, but not on the back. But I did pay £40 for this model second hand. Just have a look at the box there. It says £40, so that's how much I paid for the loco from the local second hand model shop, which does specialise in new models as well as second hand. But it's in decent condition. I mean, it hadn't been run for a while, so I've just been giving it a bit of a run around the track, you know, just so it can have a bit of a run into the motor's not worn out, anything like that. So it's still working, everything. nicely detailed with all the copper piping around the boiler and near the cab there. So without further ado, let's have a look at how the locomotive runs around the track. Just move this polystyrene box. Let's give it some power. Now, because this is an older model, you on the control, which is at the other end of the tail, you can see it's just over there. You're gonna have to put it on a higher setting than you would, like what we did with the little shunter from the local freight set. I was on a lower setting because it went fast anyway. But with this being an older model, it does need to be on pretty high power. Not too high, because it'll still go, you know, it might fly off the track or whatever. Well, it probably won't because it's a big engine, but you never know. So it needs to go on a high setting because it's old, just to make sure it goes on the track. So I'll give it some power. Just grab a handset, put it onto forward and give it some power. And watch the locomotive go. Now I've just got this at about 1 o'clock on the dial. I won't show you it, you know, because it might just knock the camera out of position. Just put that back on there. So as you can see, the locomotive still runs pretty well for a 30-year-old model. A bit of a bump on the track there where the clips are put into the track. Move it slightly over there. Oh, it's kind of derailed there. Oh, let's turn it off, power off a second. With it being a 9F, these are the problems with them. They did tend to derail a bit, especially with all the weight in the tender. So that's why they made most of the newer engines, you know, loco driven, not tender driven. But as you can see, it still runs at a decent pace for an engine that's 30-year-old, like I was saying before it derailed. Just hoping it doesn't do it again. So anyway, so yeah, it was one of my favourite models, and I got it for my 16th birthday, which was over a year and a half ago. For £40, I thought it's too good an opportunity to miss. You know, the guy in the shop said it hadn't been run too often in its life before it was put in the shop before I bought it. And so it's in good nick. The only thing that was wrong with the model was that it didn't come with the nameplates. That was easily sorted out. £2 for the nameplates, which is just like, I don't know, some sort of plasticky material sort of thing that's been like etched on, so it looks like a nameplate sort of thing. You probably know the proper name for it more than I do. It was only £2, £2.50 to buy off eBay, or was it eBay I bought off, or was it off a proper website like Fox Transfers or something like that? But you know, it didn't cost that much, and you know, it's not too big of a problem. They've just glued down, and they've stayed on pretty well so far. So I'd rate this model 9 out of 10. Can't really fault it because, you know, it might be a 30-year-old model, but it still runs quite well, as you can see. Still looks decent. It does the job like it's supposed to. Just like I said, be careful going around the corners with it being a 9F and the big 10 driving wheels. They do tend to wiggle like it. You know, it's quite difficult for it to go around the corner. You know, not like maybe a 462 engine. I don't know, like an A1 or A2 or something like that. They'll go around the corner. Just be careful with a 9F, like it showed you there. It kind of came off the track. I get the little bump on where you put all your power into. We'll just stop the locomotive there. Back up a little bit. There we go. So yeah, that's my review of Evening Star. Like I said, 9 out of 10. Pretty decent model. Still looks good for its age, and wasn't bad for the price at £40, considering most 9S nowadays are about £80, £90. You might be able to get one for about 60 or 70, the railroad versions, but you know, I still like this model, even though it's 30-year-old, it does the job. So, thanks for watching this review. Please comment, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Bye for now.